The reason we care, Corey, is because this is the 8th robot acquisition for Google this year, and the guy they have in charge of it is Andy Rubin, who headed up Google's
That's
Android
how fast
effort.
I ran to the set, by the way. I just want you to know.
Nice work.
That is how we get. That's a new mode of transportation in Silicon Valley. It's very hot. Yeah. So Andy Rubin, who ran the Android project at Google, which is a huge endeavor, indeed the world's largest cell phone operating system, most popular cell phone operating system, is now running this robot project at Google, and it has a lot of people scratching their heads. But Google is making very aggressive efforts in acquisitions and presumably development of those robots down in its campus in Mountain View. But they're not saying what they're doing or why they're doing it.
Do people in the Valley scratch their heads and wonder about this, or do they jump to conclusions on what Google must be doing?
I certainly do. I mean, when I look at this, I look at a project that's very far afield from what Google's sort of bread and butter is.
Yeah.
I mean, is you know, a platform for advertising, right? Like when I look at driverless cars, when I look at robots, you know, and these robots from Boston Dynamics here, very interesting. They've got some government contracts for sort of developments and showing these things off, but they don't have government, you know. To me, I just think back to Peter Lynch and diversification and look at these guys saying, what are they doing with all these acquisitions? Now, they surely have some big master plan, but you know.
Okay, they have a master plan.
Evident.
What is the difference in master plan development at Google versus Apple? When you walk into those hallways, what's the distinction between those two when they look at a strategic risk like robots?
I think, you know, with Google, we've seen lots of exploration in lots of different places, whether it's solar, driverless cars, robotics. You know, when it was into mobile, it's sort of obvious, right, that the computing is moving from one place to another, and they want to make sure that their searches are prevalent, therefore they can sell ads against them. Some of these other things, I think, are bigger stretches. Now, their solar stuff was a lot smarter than it may have seemed at first, because there were certain subsidies that they use a lot of power, and they were able to use a lot of subsidies through solar to get that and basically use some municipal debt. So it was a really clever financial vehicle.
I want to go back to the advertising angle, though, because we've got the perfect guest host to join us on that. Kevin Roberts, worldwide CEO of Saatchi & Saatchi. What's the synergy between robots and advertising?
I'm missing it completely. I remember in the 60s, we all got very excited about robots going into automobile manufacturing, right? And it was the big story, because everybody's interested in robots. It's like space and all that, and it's sexy and your kids. And what happened? The impact of robots in car manufacture? Minuscule. So advertising is about people to people, and I don't see robots feeling like people. So I'm a little bemused, but quite excited, because I'm a boy.
These are big toys.
You know, it's also worth noting
big
that,
toys.
you know, within Google, there's a lot of exploration of a lot of big ideas, and they've really honed back on a lot of that since Eric Schmidt stepped down as CEO. But some of these projects do continue, and on some level, Andy Rubin has been such a valuable asset to that company. If he wants to go after robots, they're going to let him go after robots.
I think one of the things nowadays is that if you spend all your life searching for the big idea, nothing happens. What you've got to create is a culture where you've got lots and lots of small ideas flowing. And I think that's what Google have got, a culture where lots of ideas are
cultural. To me, the robots is about culture.